Hi everybody, welcome to our channel, and if you've been here before, we're glad you're back. I'm Ernie Zore, and I'm here with my friend Larry Housel to talk about a subject near and dear to our hearts, taxes. Specifically, gift taxes and the Form 709 gift tax return.
Before we go on any further, I have to talk about ChatGPT.
Got to.
I like to. And maybe we'll start talking about Claude, the new one. I don't know if you've seen anything about that. I guess it's...
Claude?
Yeah, it's like the big competitor now.
But,
anyway, in this case, the only thing that we're going to say about ChatGPT is that it gave us the idea to make this video because this is a pretty straightforward question, and ChatGPT had no idea what it was talking about when it came to answering it.
I use Chat as a research assistant every day, but I never rely on it for a final say on anything, especially legal matters.
Yeah, that's good advice, and we try to always preach that whenever we're talking about what, frankly, is a really amazing tool. In this case, we're not going to get too much into ChatGPT, except to maybe mention we'll do a video on how to use ChatGPT to simplify and create a summary of this video that we're making. What do you think?
That sounds good to me. So, bottom line, treasured viewers, thanks for joining us.
All right, well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be talking about?
Okay, good idea. We're going to be talking about the federal gift tax return, IRS Form 709.
Right, and a very common question that we get, which is, let's say, this is the example leading to the question. You gift a child $20,000, and the exclusion this year on a gift is 17. Is that right?
In 2024, it's $17,000. Did I interrupt you? What were you saying?
Oh, so no, you didn't interrupt me. But so if you gifted to 20,000, the exclusion 17, you've got 3,000 left over.
Right, and the question that came in was, what about the $3,000? Is that taxable to the donor?
And the straightforward answer is no, probably not.
Correct. And that's because there's also in addition to the $17,000 annual exclusion, there's a lifetime exclusion, or did they call it an exemption? I can't remember. But anyway, there's a lifetime exclusion that's pretty high, and the normal taxpayer gifts rarely exceed that amount. In fact, I've never had one. In 2024, the lifetime exclusion is $13,610,000, Ernie. I did that like an announcer, like I was in. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, like you were the.
We will cut that out.
Roddy, calling people down to the showcase.
Who?
Isn't that the name of the guy from The Price is Right?
Oh no, I thought it was. Never mind. I would name somebody from the '60s.
Yeah, right. Back to our tax question here. They've got a $17,000 exclusion that'll go against that $20,000 gift. There's $3,000 left over. Is there tax due on that?
And here's how we'll deal with that. We're going to assume that there were no prior gift
this year or any other year leading up to this.
Right, and that could be a subject of the next gift tax video, because these gift tax videos are pretty popular, actually.
All right, I'm all about it. How is it accounted for? You're going to be able to show us in the software how it's accounted for on the return?
First thing is, we'll go down through the return's only 5 pages long, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to go down the 5 pages. It's a short return, and Schedule B, for example, I'll bring that up on the screen. We'll go to Schedule B. That is for gifts from prior periods.
Okay.
We're not going to have any gifts from prior periods. We're assuming this is the first time this donor has ever made a gift. And then we go to Schedule C, and Schedule C is for deceased spouses passing on the unused exclusion that they had, and that's not applicable here. We're going to try to simplify things a little more. We go to page 5, and that's more about generation skipping transfer tax, which relates mostly to skipping generations. Like, instead of giving a gift to my daughter, I give it to my granddaughter, and that would be a generation skipping thing.
And that's not the case here, because it's to a son, I think, or a daughter.
Right. So anyway, let's go back to page 1. The actual gifts, they're done on page 2, and it's just
you've already put something in there.
Very simple one. $20,000 I got 2017 in there and should be 24, I guess. But the value of the gift is 20,000.
Okay.
I'll save my change, and I don't know. I'll go to page 3
It's
and then
save
67.
early and save often.
Yeah, early and often.
Don't you preach that?
Larry, yeah, I do preach it. You're preaching it to me right now. Okay, well, hey, but anyway, this is what happened to that $20,000. You see where we go? We're going on to Schedule A, Part 4, and there's that 17,000. The program knew right on that score. Sometimes it gets confused. That's why this is overridable, but most instances it guesses pretty good.
I was just about to ask that. It's overridable.
Yep. And so the balance here is 3,000. And the question, the ultimate question is what to do with the $3,000. And you know, the darn thing had me stumped. You remember we talked about it?
Yeah, right. We were like, what do we do with the $3,000? But it's actually really simple.
And that's, yeah, right. It is simple. But that's how we got on. I asked ChatGPT. I said, hey, give me your opinion. And ChatGPT's telling me about line numbers, and I would look at the line number and say, well, that's not the line.
Yeah.
So I knew there was something really bad. But
it did the same thing. But you know what? ChatGPT probably read the IRS directions, which are also equally not useful.
Right. Well, you know, Larry, that you nailed it there. You said, well, what do we do with the 3,000? And we do nothing. And that's, you know, when someone gave me instructions, I always thought, man, isn't that the easiest instruction to follow? Hey, what do you want me to do? Don't do anything. I can do that, and I can do it well. But anyway, so bottom line is, we went through the return, we went through B, C, D, and that's the end of it. Mm-hmm. Let's go back to page 1.
Nice.
Okay, there's that $3,000 overage. Looks like it's getting taxed. Oh, yeah, there it is. The tax on it is $540.
So this automatically all went in based on the information you put in page 2, right?
Yep, on Schedule A, there was just that one gift of $20,000. That's all I put in.
And this automatically filled out.
Yeah, it has actually filled out everything on its own. I didn't even realize that. I didn't have to do anything. But anyway, so we got that $540 tax, and I guess, I don't know if the lady just didn't look all the way down the thing or whatever, but she said, well, that $540, how do you get rid of that?
Right.
Well, you could see that here's that, you know, here's an unrecognizable number. People ask me, hey, where'd the $5 million come from? Well, that's the exclusion converted into a credit.
Yes.
And so we're taking the $540, and so if you look at the return, it's saying enter the smaller of 6 or 11. Well, you're not going to take this whole $5 million for a $540 tax.
Right.
So it's taking the smaller of it, the 540. That becomes the applicable credit. Total credits 540.
My question to you would be, if he files the return in this situation next year, that 540 is going to come off of that $5 million.
Yep, exactly.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, you didn't mean
but
to make
I think
me
that's
think.
why the people get confused, because you don't see that happen.
Yeah, it almost looks like you owe 540, but when you start doing things like actually reading the line numbers, it says, tax owed, 0, balance due, 0.
Right.
And let's go what you said, Larry. Here, look. Right there. That is a big chart that you can use to keep. This is not a software thing. This is right in your IRS instruction manual.
Right.
But this is a chart you can use to keep track of. You were talking about the $540. Yep, that's what you would do. You'd put it right here in the year, $540, and that way you can keep track of it, because you get 13 million in your lifetime. There's no way of knowing if you go over that limit if you're not keeping track of the prior one. So that's the reason for that whole thing.
So that is where the 540 goes.
Correct. in next year's return, yeah, we'll be putting 540 in there. I don't know how many $20,000 increments this lady's got to give away. Why do I keep referring to her as a lady?
Yeah, I think in my example it was a man, but I'm not gonna.
That might say something right there, and I'm glad I'm on the right side of that one. Although that depends on how you look at things. So
It's
anyway,
true. It's true.
we're trying to do this in a non-offensive way, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I wasn't really, but anyway. No, I'm only kidding. All right, so where are we at now?
I think that's a wrap, Ernie. I
All
think,
right.
that pretty much sums up this straightforward question, and hopefully it was helpful for people that are running into it. And I'll take a second to remind everyone about our book, ChatGPT and the Law, comprehensive guide that will cover things like how to use ChatGPT and how not to, which in this case it's don't ask it how to fill out 709.
Yeah, don't ask it gift tax questions.
But yeah, it's available on the link here from the website, and that'll be in the comments on the show notes,
Okay.
description. And it's $12.95 for digital and $15.99 for paperback.
Sounds
Also
good.
on Amazon.
Also, if you're interested in the subjects Larry and I cover, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Puritas Spring Software channel. We're thrilled to welcome new and old friends and love having you along for the ride. Regarding that like button, remember, if you like us, we automatically like you, so it's a good thing. It's a win-win proposition. So hit the like button, and until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, stay happy, and good night, baby.